for it. Oh shit. Oh shit, some brapping. Woo, now that is some serious brap. How's that for brap? How about 10,000 horsepower of brapping? That's not 8 scale. That's not 5th scale. That's real scale. Nitro, methane, top fueled dragster funny cars. That's the shit the Muggy Maniac grew up around, man. My dad used to take me to the NHR, you know, out in Pomona. I used to go to the drag boat races. I grew up around that. You know, when John Forrest was, you know, a lot younger than he is now. I mean, now his daughters are racing and stuff. You know, I grew up around that, man. That's why I love nitro, man. There's, fuck E-word. There's nothing, I repeat, nothing that smells, sounds, and feels like real fuel burning vehicles. I don't care what anybody tells me. Okay? So none of that sewing machine E-word bullshit. Okay? Yeah, so I mean, you know, my dad owns a blown alcohol flat bottom drag boat. It's got a 496 cubic inch blown motor in it. I'm not sure what the make on the motor is. I don't know if it's Ford, Chevy, whatever it is. It runs on alcohol, blown alcohol. But anyway, that reminds me when we used to go to the pits, and I would be, you know, at the drag races, and these guys would be firing up that shit, and they gotta wear these masks, full face masks, because the nitromethane, the fumes, even if you're standing, like you see those people standing, that shit burns your eyes, man, like, because it's nitromethane, man. It's the same thing as if you're broken in a motor, and you're breaking in the motor and it's running really rich in those fumes. That shit chokes you, makes your eyes water, man. I don't know how many times I tell people, man, if when you're breaking in your shit and you're standing close enough, and if your eyes ain't watering and you ain't choking, your shit ain't running rich enough. You better fatten your shit up and get that shit running nice and gooey and sticky, because you want to protect the motor when you're breaking it in, obviously. But anyway, and then you hear him in the pits. You hear the guy get on it, whap whap, and the people just whoa, just like, it looked like some guy's wig blew off. That shit's sick though, man. That shit gives me a happy, what did Mr. Zah say? Happy to see you, man. When I watch that shit, it reminds me. It's been a while since I've been in the drag races. But anyway, welcome all newbies, nitties, oldie but goodies, Truggy maniacs. Oh snaps, look at that sexy ass MBX, Mugen MBX 7T with the modified. Okay, now that's next level. I don't know what level you call it, but modified is like next level. As far as motors, there isn't any other level above that. Now below that obviously is stock motors, and then you got smaller motors, and then you got lower quality motors. So I mean, next level means a lot of different things, which is kind of, you know, one of my Nitro brothers made a comment. Hey, next level is whatever you got to ask yourself, what level are you at and where do you want to be? Obviously there's different levels of different things. There's different levels of everything. There's different levels of tools. When I started out, when I was a newbie and a rookie, man, here I had my dynamite. This is still my first set. I still have it. $19.99 plus tax. Dynamite, this thing, piece of shit, gives out, but these aren't bad, and the reason I still use them is because of the hex. And these hex will lock into any cordless driver. I use these a lot still. I only have one strip out. You know, more dynamites. I got another dynamite set. You know, I've got different other tools. I've got huddies and everything, but in order to get to the next level of tools, okay, we're talking about tools, people. You gotta have these. If you don't have a set of these, man, you are selling yourself short. These are the snap-ons of RC. Period. End of the score. End of story. No discussion. Hands down. And these were the hardest thing for me. And you guys know how I am, Muggy Maniac. You know, I like saving a few bucks here and there. You know, I can spend money, but I can also, I know how to wheel and deal. Okay, Muggy Maniac loves deals too. I think it would be boring if you just had all this money. You could just buy whatever you want. I think more, for me anyway, personally speaking, it's the thrill of the hunt. Hunting it down and knowing that that set of whatever it is that you were looking at was $100 and you paid like half of that price. You're like, ching ching, yes, came up. That's just me. I don't know how you guys are, but anyway, I had to spend the money on these. There was no way around it because I just couldn't say that I was serious nitro guy if I don't have MIPs. Now this is the only set that I have. Now I'm ready to, it's time for me, because I've been using the shit out of these, to get a whole nother, I'm going to get a whole nother set, plus I need to get the bits. The bits, I have decent ones, but they're not like, you know, obviously they're not MIP, but I have, you know, I've got, you know, I forgot what kind these are, Integy or something, I don't remember the make of them, you know. These that go on the end of your, you know, the driver bits that go into your cordless. But, you know, I need to get the MIP ones, obviously. I've got ball-in ones, too, you know. The cool thing I like about these type of handles, like the Integy, the Huddies, that are these type of handles, they're not the best for torquing. That's where the MIPs got it down, because of the way these handles are made, you're able to torque shit. You can't torque and get that same grip on a rounded handle. That's the difference. It's all in those handles, man, believe it or not. But anyway, these are great because you can always change the ends out. Like, these aren't the ones that came in it. The ones that came in these look more like this. They were a gold color, but they were just the regular. I needed some ball-ins, so I bought these ball-ins. I can't remember what kind they are, but they're pretty good. They were like $8 just for this. This tip is $8. But it was worth it, you know. I haven't had any of these stripped. Ball-ins, now remember, ball-ins aren't for torquing shit. They're just to get into those hard to get angles. Okay, when you torque shit, you want the regular hex drivers, like these, the regular hex, like these. Okay, you don't want ball-ins, or you will strip and snap your ball-ins off. Trust me. But anyway, that's next level of tools. If you don't got these, then you're not at the next level of tools yet. You're not, you know, sure, okay, maybe you'll be at a different level, but you're not. Different level, other levels, isn't the same as next level. I don't think you guys understood when Mr. Zhao was talking about next level means the next up from where you're at. Or should I say the next up from, you know, low quality to better quality. Okay, he didn't say low level, mid level, high level. He just said next level. And mostly he was talking about next level platforms. You know, I mean, this is a next level platform. The Techno is definitely a next level platform. The XTM, that's not a next level platform. You know, a Savage, a Traxxas, you know, older school stuff, you know, even the Mugen, even though that's good quality, it's not. There's levels above that. You know, I'm looking at a Techno right now that I'm thinking about getting. So anyway, welcome all newbies, middies, oldie but goodies, you know, all you guys out there. The Muggy Maniac was gonna run today, but I had just too many things I had to do. I do have a personal life. There is other things to life than just 8-scale nitro. Not really, but, you know, my mom told me I need to say that. I'm just kidding. 99% of my life is eat, sleep, shit, breathe nitro. But the 1% does cover a lot of other things. I have other responsibilities, and you know, I had to do laundry today, and had to do some house cleaning and shit like that, and you know, I mean, I even had to launder my nitro rags, because I do, believe it or not, the Muggy Maniac has to have, let me see, oh yeah, nothing like the smell of fresh Tide. These are where the Muggy Maniac keeps all his rags, my nitro rags. Gotta have those when you're wrenching. Okay, so anyway, didn't get a chance to do any running, but as promised, I will get you guys some running footage. Hopefully we'll get out there tomorrow. You'll get the video. It takes a while. You'll get the video either tomorrow night or Monday morning. Something like that. But we are going to run the MBX 7T Truggy. By the way, you guys know what a Lazy Susan is? There's these things. You put spices on or whatever. It's like a little carousel thing. $3 or $4, man. It makes a hell of a stand. I just set my chamois or whatever on top of here and put it on top of my little stand there, and bam, there you go. Look, even the Techno's got one too. It's like a showroom spin. Look, like when you go to buy a car. Look, the display models. Look at that. You've seen it here first in the Muggy Maniac's Nitro Cave. We have 2 sick-ass whips. Look at that. Bam. The bling bling. Look at that. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. You guys are like, man, Muggy, you are sick in the head. Well, I sure am. That's for sure. So anyway, I only got a few things going. Not much going on. We did get the MBX 5R put back together. She is fresh, clean, and ready to rock and roll again. Got the reds in there. I changed the pipe. This is the same works pipe I had on here before, but this is the original header that came on it. I had a different conical header on there, 41031-ish. This is the one that came on here, so I'm going to run this one back on here. Another thing, next level. How about next level air filters? If you guys, or anybody out there, if you guys are messing with these, yeah, they work, they're okay, but this is like newbie, rookie shit. These motors will only protect your motor so much, man. You have, and it's a must, okay, you have to run outerwears. If you're running your shit without a minimum outerwear, and I'm not even talking about, I mean, you know my Truggies, shit, my Truggies run motor savers. Look at that. See that the whole thing is the motor saver and the outerwear. Bam! Even Mr. Zaw's jealous of that because he can't run it. You can't run them in the Losi 4.0s. Any Losi Truggies you can't. The only thing I can't run the outerwear, I mean the motor saver, is I can't run it in my buggy. It just won't fit underneath the body. Or I'd be running it in this thing too. This is the only vehicle that I don't run. I have an outerwear, but I don't run the motor saver. My Truggies do not run without motor savers and outerwear. And you guys have seen it before. Man, it's like 4 layers. It's like, I don't know if this is a good analogy or not, but I'm just, you know, the Muggy Maniac. He just says what what I want to say because I can, because this is my channel. It's like, instead of this would be the equivalent, this would be the equivalent of unprotected sex, okay? Let me give you an analogy so you guys understand. Running this thing here, just this regular old filter, I mean, I've got a couple of these types of filters. Running these types of filters on your vehicle, here's another one, is like unprotected sex, okay? Now this is like wearing a condom, okay? Protecting yourself. Now, this, the motor saver and the outerwear, both of them, now that's like wearing like 3 condoms. Like your shit is way protected. You ain't catching nothing. You guys get my drift? I'm sure you guys get it by now. You guys are like, whoa, you really went there? Yes, I did. Why? Because I can. Because this is my channel. If it's too much for you, then maybe you might want to tune out, unsubscribe, give me a thumbs down, whatever. I could care less. But anyway, shout out to a couple brothers out there. You know, I look around the channel, and I'm always, you know, trying to network with my brothers. Talked to one of my brothers in New York. He's in Mr. Zah's neck of the woods. He's been following my channel for a long time. But he, you know, he had some issues with his Nova Rossi, his 28.8 Rex Legend. He was breaking it in. One day everything was good, and the next day he couldn't get it fired up. So, like, that's when I did that last video you guys just watched. I did those things because when you're troubleshooting why your motor won't fire up, there is I mean, it's just like a real car. There's only two things, the reason this motor even starts. Fuel, fire, okay? So it's either your plug, your igniter, or it's your fuel line, or it's your carburetor, which controls the fuel setting, okay? High end, needle, yeah, usually it's not that. Idle, sometimes, set the idle, move it up a little bit, open it up a little bit more. Most of the time, it's your low end. Your low end is like drowning your motor to where it's flooding it and it's not firing up. So that could be the problem. So anyway, hopefully you figure it out. I'm sure he'll let me know. But anyway, shout out to you know, all the new guys, all my new subscribers. You know, I get a lot of my material for my videos that I do based just on feedback that I get from you guys. So just so you guys know, my videos aren't things that I just decided, hey, let me talk about this, because I don't want to talk about the same thing, kind of beat you guys up all the time with the same basics, you know, fundamentals, even though sometimes you guys need to hear it, you know, more than once, twice, 3 times. Sometimes it takes certain people longer time to get it, you know, and I get it, I understand. It's taken me a while to get a lot of shit in this, and I'm still learning, you know. Like I told you before, I'm not the guy that knows, you know, I don't know everything. I don't know, you know, I know very little. And I've been in nitro right now for almost 4 years. But I'm still learning, man. Never will you stop learning. One day you stop learning is the day that you limit yourself. So, one thing that I wanted to mention too is when you're buying, if you guys are in the market, and I know there's a few guys on my channel that are Woogie, whatever it sounds like. I want to call the guy Wookie. You maybe should change. You know what? I got names for you guys, like Mr. Nitro Only Alex. You know, I'm sure he's gonna watch my video. If he's not, you know, he's gonna watch my video. He watches all my videos. But Alex, I think, because this is a kid. Let me tell you a little. And this is what I do my homework. Like I tell you, people. You guys think that I don't know what goes on. I don't just look, okay, I got all these subscribers and that's it. I research, for the most part, the ones that I think that are worth me putting any time into. A lot of you guys that are on my channel, I go to your channels, I see what you guys are doing. Some of you guys aren't doing anything, and those are the guys that aren't doing anything. I don't think they're serious. And if you're not serious, and you're just some looky-loo that wants to be entertained because nothing better to do and is bored, you're just going to get blocked from making comments on my videos anyway. So, and I'm sure that shouldn't bother you because you're not even into nitro anyway. So what does it matter if I block you in making comments or not? But for the other guys, you know, even if you have one video, you have an older video, you know, you have something of what's going on, you know, I see what you guys are doing. And this guy, you know, Nitro Only, his name's Alex, he's in Germany. This kid, his name shouldn't, you know, I'm going to tell him right now, Alex, if you're watching this, because this kid is like a mini little engineer. I'm sure if he had the equipment, this kid, I don't want to call him a kid, but I know he's younger than anybody younger than me is a kid, because the Muggy Maniac's an old fart. But this kid, if he had the equipment, he could build his own. The only thing he couldn't do is mold the plastic. But this kid could build his own platform from scratch. Okay? So I think that his name should be Nitro Whiz Kid, because he's a little whiz kid. This guy, you know. Oh, by the way, hold on. I gotta have my. This is my next level coffee. what this is the shots of espresso mocha iced coffee. Because hot coffee, when it's hot and you need the caffeine, it takes too long. I need my caffeine now, so that's why I like iced coffee. Probably more than hot coffee. Oh, yeah. A little bit of nitro fuel for the Muggy Maniac. But anyway, he should be called the Whiz Kid just because he's smart. And this guy, Connor, another one of my Niger brothers, Whipkey. Whipkey is his last name. Whip, like a whip, and then key, like put key in the door. His name should be Nitro Whip Ass. That should be his name. Like, I'm gonna name... I remember where I worked at a place, and once I got to know a lot of the people that I worked with... Hold on a second. We would come up with names for people just based on their personalities and stuff. And since I don't know a lot of you guys personal... I mean, some of you guys I've talked to behind the scenes, but I still don't know you guys personally. Just from what I see from what you guys are doing and your personalities as far as, you know, like I said, what's going on in your channel and stuff from watching you guys. I mean, there's another guy, I think his name's something Bird. He should, you know, call him the Nitro Roadrunner, the Nitro Bird or something like that. Or the Brat Bird, you know, something like that. Sounds a lot cooler than just the bird thing or whatever. You know, I know, what's his name I mentioned, something Jones. I called him Lights Out Jones because he reminds that last name or whatever the Jones name. James Jones is a boxer, famous boxer. So I used to call him like Lights Out something, or so I figured, hey, Lights Out Jones. So he actually changed his name. It's kind of cool, you know. So guys like that, you know, I just come up with you guys, you know, just having, you know, call it how I see it. But anyway, so there's a few guys. And yeah, the Woogie guy. This guy's, man, this guy, I'm jealous. His cave is like, he's got a sick nitro cave. You know, all he needs is some, like, upper level, quality, serious chuggies and buggies in that thing. I mean, he's got the classics already. He doesn't need any of the classics. He's got a couple LSTs. You know, he's got an Offna Hyper 7. I think it's a Hyper 7. You know, which is a classic. You know, so, you know, he just needs to add a couple. He's got the classics and the conversational pieces, definitely. He just needs to get some up-to-date, you know, serious whips in there. And this guy's, his cave setup is pretty sick. Refrigerator. I mean, I've got one in mine. I mean, mine's not that bad. I mean, but this guy's, I mean, he's more got the counter space, I think, is what he's got. You know, this is my room, too. This is where, you know, I mean, I've got microwave here. That's all I need a microwave. I've got my oven, you know. I've got a remote control heater down here. I've got my built-in, I've got my skillet, you know. I've got my mini fridge, you know. Got my grub in there. You know, I got my setup. You know, this is the kitchen section. I mean, you know, but this guy's got, like, the cave setup. Matter of fact, that reminds me, I got another piece that goes to this that I'm going to be putting in here. So I think I'm going to be moving this over, my bench over, and this other piece is a bench with more drawers, and it doesn't have the back part. It's more of a counter, because this thing has a wood counter. I don't even use it. I forgot what I did with it. Oh yeah, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Oh yeah. The counter that goes in there, I put it in my closet as like a closet. You guys can't see in there. A closet table. That table right here, that's the counter that goes the top of my tool chest. But anyway, where was that? Oh yeah, you know, the Muggy Maniac's all over the place. He's looking to buy a new whip. Now, if you're gonna buy whips on eBay, man, you gotta really be careful. You know, this is a whip that I would consider. It's a Techno. It's the Techno NB48. Now, I don't think this is a .3. It just says 48. So it might be the older one. The guy wants 3. I'm telling you, Technos are expensive. But this guy's got it set up pretty good. I mean, he's already got, if you look, he's got the M2C rear aluminum chassis brace. That's the same chassis brace that I have on my Truggy. So he's already got the brace in there, you know. Obviously he wasn't, I don't think he was racing it. He doesn't have the aluminum top plate. That's the only other thing that I would upgrade that you can to strengthen the Technos. But other than that, I mean, it comes with I forgot. I didn't say what kind of pipe it is, but I believe that is a. I don't know. Does it even say Techno Chug Condition Unit? Blah blah blah. It doesn't even list what the hell's on it. I know it has an Orion motor, 0.21. But, you know, this thing comes with spare diffs, comes with a bunch of spare parts. I mean, this comes with a lot of extra goodies, which is what you want to look for. If it doesn't come with a lot of extra goodies, I wouldn't even buy it because, you know, I mean, you're going to need extra parts, you know, eventually. I mean, on my Techno, I haven't used anything really, except just to change it just for looks because I haven't broken anything on it. But, you know, he wants $390. You know, I'm thinking of offering the guy $300. I don't think he'll bite on it. But, you know, I'm not going to pay. When you're also, too, you got to set a limit. What you want to spend and what you don't want to spend. I mean, what your budget is. And mine is $300. I won't spend more than $300 on any used rolling chassis. Roller, which is, you know, just the roller without all the other shit. I mean, between these two things as a roller, between the Mugen, Chuggy, and the Techno, I paid $600, a little bit more than, you know, under $700 for both of these as rollers. If you're gonna buy one of these whips brand new as a roller, which means, you know, it comes with nothing, you're gonna spend $700 by the time it gets to your door. An MBX 8, the new ones, they're about 7 something, so you're gonna spend $800. Then you're gonna spend another $200 on a motor. There's $1,000. Then a pipe, at least $100. There's $1,100. Then rims, Badlands, and the rim and the DEs or whatever. There's another $100. There's $1,200. Electronics with the radio, $12, $13, $14. You're talking $1,500. That's just to fire it up. That's nothing extra. Okay, so if you got $1,500 in your pocket, and I'm lowballing it. That's just like bare minimum. It'll probably cost you if you were to buy one of these brand new, like personally me, I was to buy a brand new MBX 8 or a brand new Techno and build one and put what I want onto it and just, you know, go all out, you know, top notch everything, $2,000, easy, $2,000. As these things sit here with the modded motors in them and everything, and the whole setup that are in, that's $2,000, $1,000. I had a guy offer me $1,000 for my Techno. I told him no way. You know, hell no. I wouldn't. I told him $2,000, I should say, almost. I would say total into both of these $1,500 because remember I didn't pay full price for them. So that's $3,000. $1,500 for this, $1,500 for that. I could probably sell it for $1,000 if I wanted to, but I wouldn't sell them for $1,000. It's not, you know, the money. This has my, how should I say, nitro soul, for lack of better words. This is my nitro soul. This is the Muggy Maniac. When you look at this thing and you look underneath it and everything that's done to it, this is the soul of the Muggy. Okay, I put my soul into this thing. Okay, is what I did. Okay, so it's more sentimental value. I built this shit. You know, this is my own personal Muggy. There isn't one Muggy like this anywhere. This one is mine. I mean, and look at it. It's sick. There's nothing else that I can do to it other than cosmetics. Like I said, I could do other things too. You know, there's no really other upgrade. You know what I was thinking of doing? And matter of fact, that brings me to what I was going to show you guys. But, the carbon fiber wrap that I used when I did this body, you know, I put it in here in the windows. I did it in the front, you know, the front grill. I done the underneath the, you know, the chassis. This chassis. This thing's so heavy. This chassis. See the wrap? It's the carbon fiber wrap on here. That isn't too beat up. It's holding up so far. Hasn't peeled yet. I think I'm going to put a heat gun to it again. I never did heat that when I put that on. And I probably should have. It helps it really stay glued. But anyway, that carbon fiber wrap that I use, I put some on the buggy. The MBX buggy. The back mud guards, I put it on here. See, these mud guards are plain. Were plain. The only ones that have real carbon fiber are the Techno. This Technos, have you guys seen them? The mud guard, these are real. Those are real carbon fiber. These things are expensive. I think they're like 40 bucks for 2 pieces of these. But anyway, so I was thinking of doing the same thing on the Truggy. Matter of fact, I might do that tonight, because it'll help from keeping the plastic getting all scratched up and beat up, because it's just nylon or plastic. These are DE Racing makes them. But yeah, so I'm gonna put carbon fiber on those. Matter of fact, I should do that also on the Muggy too, because I have mud guards. They're plastic, just plain, right here too. So it'll give it that cool looking. I think it looks cool. Gives it that cool carbon fiber look. I think it looks pretty cool. I also put a little piece on the front nose piece. I just put a little piece on the front. Kind of my own little thing. I think it looks cool. But you can do a lot with that carbon fiber wrap, man. And it'll keep your plastic shit from getting beat up. That's the reason I put it on the front end of this thing. Keep it from getting... But it doesn't want to stick. It keeps coming up. I think I'm going to throw the heat gun on here. Heat it up a little bit and press it down. Maybe that's what I need to do. That'll help it stick better. And I was thinking of putting some on the side here, but I've already put the Mugen thing on the side. So anyway, another thing to look at if you guys are going to buy, here's another one. Check this out. This guy is selling an MBX 7T like mine. But this thing, you got to see it, man. This thing is beat. It looks good on the surface. Then when you start looking at it, oh man, this thing is like, oh, here it is. Mugen MBX 7T. Now it looks decent, right? You're looking at that, and this guy wants almost 500 bucks. I said, you know, and I was like, okay, well, it comes with a .28 OS, which is, no big deal. Looks like it's, the tires on it are decent. It looks in decent shape, but here, look at this. Look at all of that. You see that? See that? That is rust and corrosion. You know how much work that is? You have to polish all that out, or just replace it. But then you're replacing all the hardware. You're replacing your outer diff drives. You're replacing a lot of shit. I mean, that's just the front part of it. I'm sure there's more rust in this thing too. I mean, when I seen this, I was like, are you kidding me? I don't think so. Why in the hell would somebody just let their whip go to that, get to that point? I mean, look at that. It's a rust bucket. Corrosion and rust, man. I mean, you can even see the buildup. Those shock towers, it's like he never cleaned it. I mean, and then if you look at this part of the motor, it looks like it just got, like they rode the shit out of it, ran it around or whatever, got it dirty, and just WD-40'd it. I mean, this thing is beat, weather beat, really, really bad. I would never buy this. I'd never pay him $400. I wouldn't even pay him $300 for that thing. You know how much work you'd have to do to that thing? You'd have to tear everything down and try to, hopefully you could buff all that shit out with a wire wheel. But I don't think a wire wheel, you'd have to probably replace a lot of that shit. You'd end up spending more money anyway. So that's what you want to look at, because you'll see that a lot of, even when I got the Mugen MBX 7, it looked clean, man. This thing, the guy raced it. He raced for Mugen. It just got done with racing a national in Florida. And, you know, the 8s were coming out, so, I mean, he raced for Mugen, so he didn't care. That's why I got it for a really good price, and with all the extra parts, came with the body with it, you know, which was, you know, this body here that I haven't ran on it. That's my bash body, pretty much, but, you know, I mean, this is going to be my bash body, too, because you know, I mean, this thing here is you know, a freebie. Because I have another body over there. Well, even though I like it, you know, I'm not going to, like, destroy it purposely, but, yeah, I don't have to worry about it too much. And when I got it, it was, when I started taking it apart, there was corrosion in the inside of the hinge pins. I had to do a lot of polishing and shining of, and polishing out of a lot of the metal, you know. The same thing with this thing. This thing was in really great shape. The guy, again, raced it. You know, it's funny, guys that race do not take care of their shit. I don't know why. Just those are the dirtiest, filthiest son of a guns there is, are guys that race. They don't clean their shit. Never. Rarely. I don't want to say never. That's, you know, too absolute. But they don't clean their shit. These vehicles came from guys that raced, and they looked really clean. But when I received them, man, there was a lot of work I had to do that when I tore these things down. You know, but, you know, for the price I paid for them, I wasn't complaining, because I got a killer deal. So anyway, you know, those are the things you want to look for when you're buying stuff. So I know there's a few guys that are hunting platforms. I know the Mr. Woogie and Mr. Nitro Bird, or whatever it is, or Mr. Bird, something Bird. He's looking for a Mugen. Both those guys are looking for Mugens, man. Well, this is what you want your Mugen to eventually look like, gentlemen. Fresh. This is definitely a next level Mugen MBX 7T. Matter of fact, if you get a brand new MBX 8, this is, as far as for bashing, this is set up way better. The only thing that I want to change on this that the MBX 8 has, it has a smoother drivetrain, because they're using the CVDs and not the universals, and those will give you that smoother drivetrain. That's why these things are so smooth. See how smooth these are? Spin forever. I mean, the Mugen's okay too. It spins, but it doesn't spin as smooth as the Techno, and that's because the Techno has CVDs. This has universals in the drivetrain. So when I switch to the CVDs, it'll be a lot smoother. So anyway, that's one of the upgrades that I'm looking at. That'll actually, I'll know a difference. Instead of upgrading cosmetics, which I really don't need to, even though I'm going to, I'm going to upgrade, you know, the drivetrain. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. I've got some new JC Concept. Oh, by the way, that carbon fiber wrap, you can get a whole 6 foot long by 4 foot wide bundle of that shit. It's like less than 20 bucks. Get the 3M stuff, is the better stuff. These are some trippy rims. These are JC Concepts. I got these for pretty cheap on eBay. And all these screws play a part in this whole rim system. It says the outer dish, blah blah blah. It says it's integratedly interlocks with the wheel, and with the screw combination can be utilized for tuning. More screws provide a stiffer inner wheel, and less screws provide more flex. Well, that's good to know, because I don't want any flex. When I'm running a modified motor, I'm not running a stock .21 on the Mugen buggy. This little bitch here, man, you know how many these are the rims that I took off. Now, again, for those of you that need to remove tires from rims, oven, 350, cookie sheet, 20 minutes. Take them out. Be careful, they're going to be hot as hell. Put some gloves on, whatever. Pop, 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 comes right off. No problem. Obviously, before you remount them, I'm going to have to smooth out, get all this dry glue off of here, smooth these out. Then I'm going to have to smooth these here. smooth this here, and that way they'll stick better. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put every screw in here because I don't want this thing flexing at all. So that's one little thing I got going on. Putting these tires. I mean, these things are history. They're done. They were yellow. I tried painting them. Mickey Mouse and the paint didn't stay very well. So anyway, I've got those JC Concepts that I'm gonna run, and I think these are gonna be a lot more sturdy because those rims and tires are kind of wobbly. They weren't, you know, lined up too well. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna throw these knobbies on here. Got a battery I gotta build. I got a battery, I gotta solder. Dean's plugs is all I run. No, this is no LiPo. Muggy Maniac will not ever, ever, ever buy a LiPo, ever. And I never have had one, and I never will. I just wish they made life batteries so I wouldn't have to use these MAH NEMA batteries. But they work. This is supposed to be a lot better one. 3,000 milliamps. So we'll see how it comes. They come with these plugs, but I'd rather use Dean's, the old Dean gold plug. Best plugs that there is, man. That's all I use. So anyway, I think that pretty much covers everything, you know. Just remember, you know, whatever level you're at, as long as you're progressing, that's what matters. You know, I don't want to say, okay, well, look at me. I'm at a different level at you guys. Until you guys get what I got, you're not at my level. I'm not saying that at all. Don't read into it too much, and don't take it the wrong way. You know, I just call it how I see it, you know, and I don't even like to use that next level thing. That's Mr. Zaw's thing, you know, but hey, if you want to get, you want to surpass others, you're not going to surpass others dicking around with shitty platforms and bullshit motors, you know. If you want to be uncommonly good, which means you're not common. The common guy just has the regular stock, you know, low C. That's why I never got a low C, okay? To me, a low C 8 4.0 is common. Everybody has one, right? And that ain't no bullshit. If you look around, more people have lows than anything. That's common. That's not next level. Next level, the definition, it says uncommonly good. They're good. They're common. They're not uncommonly good. Now, next level low C would be what John has. Modified motor, 0.32, 0.28, got the 9886, 41032s, got the Badlands, got all the hop-ups, got all the upgrades. That's next level low C, uncommonly good. That's not a common low C. So unless your low C is set up like John's, then I guess you're not that level yet. Okay, I don't have a low C, so I can't, you know, compare my stuff to his. You know, or is your stuff impressive? Well, a stock anything doesn't impress me. And I know it doesn't impress John. Even 0.21s don't impress me unless they're modified. You know, if you have a stock 0.21, I don't care if it's a $400 OS, that does nothing for me. Because I guarantee you, even my stock 28.8 will spank that ass. My stock Pico P3 0.28 would spank that ass. And my stock LRP 0.32 would spank that ass. I don't care if you got a $400, $500 freaking Reds 0.21 or an OS. Any one of my stock 0.28s will spank that ass. All day, all night, every day. Just keeping it real, people. So anyway, like I said, you want to be uncommonly good. If you want to be common, then you just deal with the OK platforms, the regular low Cs. Man, I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this because I have them, but this is, I'm telling you, this is where it's at. The only other one that I thought about getting, and I'm still contemplating another Truggy, just because I know it's top notch, I'm just not sold on the parts being available as far as being able to get parts. And I haven't seen a really good deal on one. If I see a deal on it, I don't care what it is, I'm going to grab it if it's a smoking deal. And what I'm talking about is I'm talking about an X-ray. Who knows? The Muggy Maniac just might end up unboxing a freaking sick-ass X-ray. I know Tessman doesn't win world champion just because he's a great driver. A lot of it has to do with the platform too, and that thing's been proven plenty of times. If I find a sick-ass X-ray truggy, I'll buy one. Why not? Add it to my other sick truggies. But other than that, Mugens, they're not real expensive if you want to get a used one. They're easy to maintain, easy to work on, very durable, handle well. I mean, everything, you know, that you can, I recommend these Mugens. Okay? This is definitely above a Losi. Okay? This, I could compare this to John's Losi. Easy. It's got a modded 28 in it. I'm going to get modded .32. It's got Novarossi 20. It's got everything that John has. This is just, I think this is a notch up because it's a Mugen. Way better quality. If you want to tell me that Losi is better quality than Mugen, then I don't know, you're smoking some bad shit. Because it isn't. Either is this. Okay, Techno, way better quality than the Losi. Okay, now am I saying that John's is no? John's has a one-of-a-kind, sick-ass Losi 8 4.0. Okay? And if you build one just like his, then okay. That's next level, I think. It's just, it's not the quality, you know, and I call it how I see it. It's not the quality of the Mugen or the quality of that. And these things, you can bash the shit out of them. You know, have I bashed the hell out of them? Not as much as I want to. I mean, so one guy said, I told one of the guys that made a comment, I said, so if I jump this off a building many times and I never break anything and I do the same with the Teco, okay, well then will that shut your mouth then? He's like, yeah. Okay, well, we'll see. Like I said, a friend of mine's building this sick ass ramp and hopefully he gets it done soon because I want to jump my shit too. I have no problem with it, man. I got enough spare parts for both of these things. I want to jump this shit up in the air, doing backflips and everything. Man, so bad. You don't even know. But for now, all I can do is do what I can do, show you, you know, how it runs, you know, how I rip some ass, and, you know, I mean, this thing flips all over the place, and I flipped that thing plenty of times. These things are just very durable. So anyway, enough of the Muggy Maniac. That's all I got. All you guys out there, whatever you guys are up to, just make sure, if you're not running your shit, set your piston bottom dead center, after run fluid. Don't jack your shit up, okay? And again, as long as you're progressing from wherever you're at, going forward, means getting to the next level from where you're at, which means you're upgrading to better quality, then I guess that works for me, you know? Just don't go backwards. So for all you guys that are pull start and roto start and then monster truck and shit, and even the guys with the Muggies, you know, those are great classics, but it's not something, those are things you just run every once in a while, and you put on a display carousel like this, and you put it in the corner and have lights shining on it and glittering, and that's it. Because it's a classic, it's a collectible, and that's what I would be doing with it. If I ever do get a Muggy, and I've thought about it, I won't run it, that's for sure. You know, it'll just be for conversational and just to have part of my collection. So anyway, that's all I got, people. We're going to get these. I'd like to wrap these things both at the same time. And if I can get my daughters to come out soon, I can have get my daughter run one and I'll run the other one. Although I'm really weird. I've had people come up to me and say, hey, can I run it? You know, you got $500 deposit? Yeah, I'll let you run it. I just don't let nobody run my shit. I'm just real anal about that. Too much money involved. Anyway, that's all I got, people. Shout out to everybody that's doing that, putting in the work and putting in the time. And for those that aren't, shame on you. You know, either get in or get out. You know how the Muggy Maniac is. I don't hold any punches. Don't waste your time, other people's time. Don't waste your money. If you're not in this to learn, grow, and contribute, then, excuse my language, get the fuck out and go do something else. You know, I'm not here to run an entertainment channel. This is here to help people and teach people and watch people grow. I mean, I get more thrill and satisfaction, I think, out of, you know, helping people out than I even get of doing it, you know, running my shit and wrenching on my shit. As weird as that may sound, that, you know, that's the way I feel. So anyway, enough of my babbling. I'm out here, people. Peace out. Keep it 100% real.